you know that the largest and most ancient old-growth forests of royal walnut are in Kyrgyzstan, Arslanbab area? According to the scientists, these walnut woods on the mountain plateau of Tian Shan formed over 50 million years ago. You're watching the Central Asian Report. The most interesting on the events, facts, and people is in our program. See in this episode. In anticipation of Kazakhstan followers of Bill Gates or what the power of innovation is. The future we want. Up with student games. Hot welcome of Isiku. The world is to overcome the crisis with quite other comprehensions, leading experts believe, and many of the observers put a stake on innovations. The only issue is which variant of the innovation development strategy will be the most efficient. It is clear that each country should have its own vision as to solving these issues. Our Kazakhstan correspondent will tell more about this. Economy, as well as any field of activity, has its safety rules which are to be observed in order to prevent extreme situations. One of anti-crisis rules is the search of the best phase of development. The final purpose of the search is to make a breakthrough. This can be done by manufacturing a product with new properties, using new technology, applying new approaches in production organization, using new raw material sources, or entering new sales market. All this is called, with one word, innovation. Without innovation, the global economy is unable to go out of the turbulence area and find a balance. Both Nursultan Nazarbayev and the Foreign Investor Council established under the President of Kazakhstan support this opinion. The ability for innovations become the key factor of success.
I think it's fair to say that innovation is no longer in any way regarded as a luxury.
In the developed countries, innovation played an increasingly larger role. The 80 to 90% of the gross domestic product growth is accounted for by innovations. And for the states with transition economy, Kazakhstan being one of them, innovations are the opportunity to start up the accelerated move and get quite another quality of development. Recently, the Republic has made efforts to provide the green light mode for this. Compared to 2009, the expenses of the enterprise for technical innovation has grown 5 times, up to $2 billion, and the volume of innovatory production has grown more than by 4 times, which is $2.5 billion. The members of the Foreign Investor Council noted that innovations mean not only creating new products and technologies. This comprehension includes new management approaches also. For example, applying project management. Kazakhstan economy needs it as the breath of air. We are in severe shortage of project management specialists. It is impossible to establish innovative country without the innovative management. By the way, the variant of innovative management was proposed by the president of the country using a specific example. In fact, he offered to distribute the experience of Nazarbayev University to some other state universities as to applying academic freedom. We propose considering the issue of placing the part of state education institutions into trust by the foreign investors and local companies consortium. Astana, the smart city project, can be another example of innovative management. Leading foreign companies will be involved in its development and accomplishment.
The city is unique. It combines all 3 attributes of smart city communities: greenfield, regeneration, and retrofit.
Astana, the smart city project, will involve portable technologies. They are promising of making the capital city of the Republic comfortable and socially active in terms of joint management of the city, starting with construction issues and up to ecologic aspects. In addition to the global innovative economy strategy, Kazakhstan proposes precise and local action program. It says 3 main tasks: to attract at least 7 world-renowned scientists to Kazakhstan, to provide the enterprises with 7 high-technology orders, to establish 7 innovative startups in Kazakhstan. This project was called President's 3-7 program.
1
year ago, the world leaders issued the outcome document during the UNO conference in Rio de Janeiro. Its name has no officiality in it, the future we want. The document emphasizes the special role of the reproductive health, the one on which the welfare of any person and the entire society depends. Each country has its national plan as to reproductive health. Our next story is from Tajikistan.
Национальный план по репродуктивному здоровью. Наш следующий сюжет из Таджикистана.
Tajikistan, as well as all other Central Asian countries, faced huge social and economic problems after the crash of the Soviet Union. These are production decline, inflation, migration, and as a result, deterioration of the reproductive health of the people. The first signs of situation improvement started emerging in the third millennium. In 2002, Tajikistan issued special law on reproductive health and reproductive rights. 2 years later, the Republic approved its reproductive health strategic plan. The final results of the long-term national program will be announced next year. And today, interim results are concluded. We have reached the purposes we set in the beginning. Family planning is observed. Today we observe obvious reduction of maternal mortality and abortions. While the 2002 indicator was 100 cases of 1,000, last year it reduced more than 1.5 times. The program is financed from the strategic plan budget, and today one can see how efficiently the state investment have worked. Family planning and reproductive health centers are open in each region of the Republic. They are equipped with modern equipment and provided with everything needed to treat and prevent various diseases on which reproductive health depends. Our center holds reproductive campaigns in remote regions with high rate of maternal mortality and abortions. Main reasons for them are unavailable medical personnel and remoteness of the region. The best treatment is prevention. This is why the reproductive health program includes measures to promote healthy way of life and timely vaccination. $8 million were allocated for the vaccines alone last year. International organizations render great help in this regard. They allocate special grants. The delivery was difficult and I'm lucky to be in a hospital. Doctors helped my child to come to life. I always bring my child for consulting and vaccination. There are more and more women like Gulshan in the Republic who bring their children to see the medical specialist. Experts note that in a few years, absolutely new generation will grow up in the Republic. It will be healthy and aware of the reproductive health issues. The maternal mortality has reduced today. Moreover, the number of home deliveries became less and the awareness raising in healthy way of life is increased. The parliament of the country is planning to consider the issue of allocating maternity and childhood protection into a separate item of budget. And this means that the Republic is determined to attach a special emphasis to the demographic issues.
Сегодня, как и весь мир, Центральноазиатский регион...
As well as the world, the Central Asian region is watching the World Student Games. Each national team have sportsmen who have good chances for winning, who Kazakhstan did take on, and in what spirit the sportsmen went to Kazan. Our correspondent, Nazar Muhammadjan, will tell more about it.
Выяснял наш корреспондент Назар Мухамеджан.
The Snow Panther Uni smiles from all attributes of the World Summer Universiade. He has the respective title and right for it. Judging by its popularity, which is shown by the number of shows of the promo with Uni, the choice of Kazan Universiade has turned out to be right. Generally, this Universiade promises to take a special place in the history of the World Student Games. And the first records were set long before the event started. 35 sport facilities were built from scratches. $7 billion were spent for the construction. Even Olympic Games cannot compete with this figure. The number of sportsmen is also a record, 13,000 people.
Сборная Казахстана тоже.
Kazakhstan team is also bringing the record number of students. Our delegation includes 200 people, 150 of which are sportsmen.
150 спортсменов.
Another record of the 27th Universiade is that 3 sports at once, which are sambo, boxing and weightlifting, are included into the contest program, first in the history of the student games. Central Asian sportsmen are traditionally deemed to be strong in these sports, so the innovation of the Kazan Universiade is to play for their benefit. By the way, Kazakhstan team has its favorites in other sports as well. Track and field athletics in our country has great traditions. Olga Shishigina brought gold to the country in hurdling and Olga Rypakova in hop, step and jump. They hope that Yevgeny Yektov will support this great tradition founded by Olga Rypakova in the London Olympics. The participant of the 27th Universiade, Yevgeny Yektov, is the world-class athlete. His first success was reached at the Student Games when he performed on the last Universiade in China. It was serious competition. The Olympic champion of Beijing participated. I won bronze there. Kazakhstan sportsmen have won 70 medals, 20 of them being gold ones, during the entire history of the World Student Games. So Kazakhstan has a good winning experience, and this gives it the right to count for the success in this Universiade. By the way, games in Kazan for Kazakhstan are not just participating in the most prestigious student contest, but also the opportunity to check the sport notes. In 2017, the Republic will host the 28th Winter Universiade. The sport event of the student will take place in Almaty. The Universiade will take place in Central Asia for the first time in the history.
Озеро Иссык-Куль по праву называют жемчужиной Центральной Азии.
Isyk-Kul Lake is rightfully called the Pearl of the Central Asia. This lake in the scale of the entire region is the most in 3 categories: the largest, the cleanest, and the most picturesque. The May events in Kyrgyzstan nearly destroyed the plans for the resort season. But to the joy of the fans of Isyk-Kul resorts and those who organized vacations, things have gone right. As early as in June, rumors were about the local people in Cholpan-Ata that the potential tourists were so much scared of the events which took place here in May that they expected that far less people would come than last year came. But fortunately, it was on the opposite. Tourists still reserve rooms in resort houses. The number of sold health resort and rest home vouchers to Isyk-Kul has increased considerably this year, mainly due to the people of Siberia. By the way, last year, according to Kyrgyz Tour Operator Association, Isyk-Kul was visited by nearly 1 million tourists. This year, they expect more tourists. The turbulent moment in traditional resorts of Egypt and Turkey froze the enthusiasm of Kazakh and Russian tourists, and they looked at Isyk-Kul. And there, they are welcomed by friendly customs and road inspectors. There will be less road inspectors on the road, but we cannot remove them at all. The last year experience showed that more crashes happen if there are no road inspectors. Resort areas in their turn have also prepared to host guests. Special commission involving the ecological and technical safety experts have inspected the resort for meeting the sanitary standards before the season started. The resort leisure organizers do everything for the tourists to remember the Isyk-Kul vacation as the brightest one. Each Sunday, whole performances are shown in Cholpan-Ata. They're accompanied with concerts, Eastern costume demonstration. The fans of national cuisine can experience a real feast of various tastes and smells. Tourists can buy national souvenirs on the fair for the good memory of Isyk-Kul. Photo sessions with eagles will also leave unforgettable impressions of the vacation. We train them in winter. They need to get used to people, since sometimes they can be dangerous. And in summer, we work with tourists. Many tourists find us through the travel agencies. Local people do their best to support the image of their native Isyk-Kul. Young painters organize open days for their guests, and these are called simply I Love Isyk-Kul. It is really hard not to love Isyk-Kul. The one who has been here at least once will never forget its hot sand and crystal pure water.
На флаге Кыргызстана и гербе Казахстана изображен
The flag of Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan coat of arms have Sheni Rock on them, which is the roof cover of the yurt, traditional housing of the nomads. The symbol represents eternal movement, and I think this striving unites all people living in Central Asia. This is all for today. See you in the next episode of Central Asian Report.
Азии.